Cbeebies Bedtime Story.
So, I need to make sure that I close the curtains, turn off the lights. Oh, hello. I'm Mackenzie. I'm just making a list of things to remember before I go to bed. Owl, Mouse and Rabbit in tonight's bedtime story have a list that they put together at their very important meeting, so I thought I should have one too. The story is by Freedman and Russell Julian and is called Tappity-Tap. What was that? Deep in the woods, Owl, Mouse and Rabbit were having a very important meeting. This is a very important meeting, said Owl. We need to do something about the monster of the woods. I'm scared, cried Rabbit. No one's safe while it's around, squeaked Mouse. I've heard he's very big and horribly hairy, gulped Mouse. And very, very scary, trembled Rabbit. Don't panic, said Owl, handing round notes he'd written out neatly for everyone. I'm sure we have nothing to worry about, but just in case, I have a plan. What to do if the monster of the woods comes calling on a dark, stormy night? Number 1, lock the door. Number 2, pull the curtains shut. Number 3, pretend you're not at home. Remember, said Owl, the monster of the woods probably won't come calling at all. He will if it's dark and stormy enough, shivered Rabbit. And if he's hungry enough, added Mouse. Don't worry, said Owl. As long as we follow my plan, we'll be safe. That night, it was dark and it was stormy. Owl woke up with a start. Crash, bang, crash. It's only the thunder, he thought. How, how, how. It's only the wind, he told himself. Tappity-tap. What was that? Quick as he could, Owl locked the door, pulled the curtains shut, and pretended he was not at home. Let me in, Owl, called Rabbit. I thought I heard the monster of the woods and I'm getting drenched. Come in, Rabbit, said Owl. It's only a nasty, noisy storm. Rabbit scurried inside. Tappity-tap. What was that? Quick, cried Owl, the plan. So they locked the door, pulled the curtains shut, and pretended they were not at home. Let me in, Owl, called Mouse. I thought I heard the monster of the woods and I'm freezing. Come in, Mouse, said Owl. It's only a noisy, nasty storm. Mouse curled up by the fire. Owl made some nice hot cocoa. See, he said, we're all safe now. Tappity-tap-tap. What was that? Rabbit dropped his mug in fright. Is that the mouse knocking on the front door? He whispered. I'm already here, silly, Mouse squeaked. Is it Owl, then? Rabbit gulped. I'm here too, Owl cried. The friends looked at each other. Oh no, they whispered together. It must be the monster of the woods. Stay calm, shouted Owl. Remember my plan. So they locked the door, pulled the curtains shut, and pretended they were not at home. Thump, thump, thump. The banging got louder and louder. Sniffle, snuffle, squeak. That doesn't sound like a monster, frowned Rabbit, forgetting to pretend they were not at home. It sounds like crying, said Mouse, nervously opening the curtains. Whoever it is sounds frightened, agreed Owl. Maybe they need help. He peeped through the peephole. Slowly, Owl unlocked the door. Tiny, bedraggled, furry thing stood on the doorstep. Who are you? Everyone gasped. I'm the monster of the woods. You? Said Mouse. You're not very big. I'm bigger than you, it said. You're not horribly hairy either, added Rabbit. I flatten in the rain, it replied. And you're not at all scary, said Owl. It's true, the monster sighed. I don't know why everyone's so frightened of me. Crash, bang, crash. The monster leapt into the Owl's arms. I hate thunder, he whimpered. There. Owl patted him kindly. We're all safe now. It was the next very important meeting. Owl handed round notes he'd written out neatly for everyone. Before we begin, Owl beamed, let's welcome the monster of the woods. The monster giggled. But my friends call me Snuggles. And everyone agreed Snuggles was the perfect name. The end. And that story was called Tappity-Tap. What was that? I'll need to make sure I invite Snuggles to our next very important meeting too. I'll just pop him onto my list. And while I do, it's time for you to go to bed, and I'll see you soon for another story. Night night. Now, is there anyone else I need to invite?